Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, and I hope you are enjoying all the tutorials that we are delivering to you. Now today we would like to talk about this question: is it okay to use pirated softwares? And before we get into the story, let's roll down the intro. Why should you use pirated softwares? Is it a desire to do something wrong, or you have a need but you cannot afford financially? Or you have a dream but you don't have even where to start from? You don't have the money to buy the softwares. Why should you use pirated softwares? If you can answer this question correctly, you will be able to determine what you need to do. Some maybe they have a passion to just use things for free, but many of the people who use pirated softwares, to my research, especially in the third world countries, is simply because they cannot afford these softwares. So when I started personally with my experience, I didn't have any computer skills. I didn't know much about computers, and my first computer which I bought was a laptop, a Lenovo, which was a dual core. I bought it as a second hand altogether, and I had no experience with computers. What I did then was I wanted to learn graphics designing, computer programming. I wanted to learn video production, all those things. So I tried to look for softwares. I didn't even know where to get them. And another challenge is that sometimes when you want to buy something online and you are in a foreign country and you don't have enough things, sometimes it's even difficult to buy things online. You see, all those challenges. And what happened now is I looked around searching for these softwares. I couldn't find them until I hopped upon a particular website where I was able to download those softwares and use them. The reason I did that is because I couldn't even afford to buy any of those softwares. I didn't have enough money to buy any of those softwares. In fact, I was not working and I had that computer, and I had set a target to myself that if I sit down and learn a particular skill at least for 6 months, I think 6 months down the line, I'll be able to upskill myself and I'll be beginning to look for clients and get some little money. So I got into it and I started to do those things. I learned graphics designing using pirated softwares. I learned video production using pirated softwares. When it comes to video production, the softwares were very slow. But I started with the smaller softwares like Filmora and Sony Vegas. You see, now this is what happens. In the third world countries, there is a difficulty financially with paying for softwares. If a person cannot even afford a reasonable computer, how much more of a software which needs to be paid on a monthly basis? Unless otherwise, especially the big software companies like Adobe are able to allow people to buy once of the software, I think it will be a little bit flexible for some people to buy softwares, because I can buy and I can use it for the whole year. Then I know that in terms of buying software, this year I'm covered. Rather than having to pay for a software monthly or to pay for the whole year, and you look at the calculation, the amount of money that you have to pay is huge, and you are still learning something. You are still an absolute beginner. You don't have clients, you don't have income. You are trying to learn a skill in this regards. So it is a challenge for people who want to learn a skill. So what I realized is that I think personally, even the companies themselves that create these softwares, they do not take it too serious against people who use pirated softwares, because I think there is this idea that when people begin to use these softwares, when they are pirated, when they now have income through those softwares, they are able to pay back. Why? Because previously they had no money, but now they have clients, or they are employed maybe as a graphics designer or as a filmmaker or whatever. They are now able to have money and to pay for the softwares. So I think it is something that they should even go ahead and flex down. For example, if I learn Cinema 4D using a pirated software and I become a 3D artist, later on I get employed in a particular television station and I'm working out there, the television station is able to buy Cinema 4D or to pay for Cinema 4D now because of my skill, you see. So using pirated softwares has got pros and cons in that you should know why you are doing it. If you are using them because you can't afford them and you want to upgrade yourself, you want to learn a skill, there is nothing wrong with that, because how should you learn? The internet is the place to learn a lot of things. Personally, I did not go to school for all that I'm doing. The reason I didn't go to school to do all those things is because I dropped out of college because I didn't have financial assistance, or I didn't have money to pay for the university. So I had to drop out and I had to learn on the internet. If I had not done so, where would I have been so far? So I think the internet is a privilege to the third world people who want to upgrade and who want to learn certain skills for themselves without having to bother, because the only thing that I may need to concentrate on buying would be a camera or a computer, and then I look for data bundles for the internet. I'll be able to learn things as I go. So I don't see anything wrong with using pirated softwares, because it is even an advantage to those developers later on when we upskill ourselves and we will be able to pay for those softwares. Comment in the section below. Let me hear another reason why you should use them and why you should not use them. And if you like this video, consider commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.